What is going on, Health Wealth Agency? This is Jason Woodard, and I am here to bring you yet some more information on how to handle working through this insurance agency and also get you healthier. So, I had some questions this week regarding, a new agent. And actually, for those of you that know me, part of my mission is that not only agents make money in the industry. I finally found a great group of guys over at AFOX and Associates, and we're all working together. And as we build up Jacksonville here, one of the things we're looking at is that we want to make sure that agents actually are successful and make money. So, in addition to that, I have a little bit of a mission where I want agents to be healthy. Okay, and so this is my own little initiative, and then I'm going to get into a little bit about my experience with what I'm going through with AFOX, how it's benefiting me, and also the health information here. But the biggest thing that I see, and I see it with doctors, attorneys, a lot of professional people, is that you start making good money, you put a lot of effort into your career. Okay, you start making money, and then the first thing that goes down the drain is your health. So I see a lot of people bragging online all the time about how much money they make and how great their business is and all that. But the thing I notice is like the majority of them are big and fat, right? And they're not in shape and they're unhealthy. I also know several millionaires and multimillionaires, for example, that I've gotten to know over the years being involved in finance and fitness. You meet a lot of really cool people. And the one thing that I always noticed about them was for all the money they had in the world, they can't buy their health, right? So for all my agents out there you keep looking in the mirror and maybe your pockets are lined, maybe they're not. Maybe you need help as an agent to make money. Maybe you're making it and you're just unhealthy, regardless of where you are. I don't want to see people trade in their health for success. You can do both. So, and I know this because I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I've lived a healthy life predominantly most of my life, competitive athlete, personal trainer, owned and operated my own gyms, had a blast with it. I've also had hard times where I got off track and realized that I need to pull myself back together, which I'm going to talk about that a little bit because we're all human, right? But a question from one of my agents was very simple. It said, Jason, you're 20, we're young. You know, he's 22. He said, how can I, get ripped and jacked and still do this? And I have no money, right? I'm young, I'm broke. And I said, I remember when I was 20 and I was young and broke, and we chatted about this. And, you can be disciplined enough to have the success of making your money and having your body, even if you're on a limited budget. So he said a very profound question. He said, if there was one food that you would recommend I eat to stay ripped, what would it be? And so here's my answer. I told him oatmeal. Now, why oatmeal? Okay. I was 20. Okay. I didn't have a lot of money. I was doing fitness modeling. I was a personal trainer. And oatmeal was like what I could afford. So a big tub of oatmeal was like $2, $3, right? And that would last me an entire week. Now, number one, it's a very slow energy burning carb, right? Which means it's going to last. So your energy is going to last, which is going to keep your blood sugar stable, which means that you're going to have less insulin spikes and means you're going to store less fat because of that, right? You're also in a lower insulin environment, lower sugar environment. You're going to be able to drop fat a lot easier, all for around the $2 a week, right? And no sugar. And the cool thing, like I told him, I said, when I was a kid, for $20, I could get, 10, 15 cans of tuna fish and, one thing of oatmeal. And I was still able to, on $20 to $25 a week, now I'm spending 100 to 300 a week on groceries, right? Because I like organic and I like all these different vegetables and I like making all these special meals to stay on my diet plan and all this. But truly, if someone was really, really, really low on money, they could get by on 20, $25 a week and get ripped and get healthy. It just depends on the type of discipline you're going to have. So back in those days, I know it sounds a little bit insane, but I literally had a gallon of water and I had a piece of chicken or fish and a bowl of oatmeal every 3 hours. Scoop of protein powder, bowl of oatmeal. Piece of chicken, bowl of oatmeal. I would make time for a little bit of fruit, nuts, and seeds and vegetables. But again, I was only 20. I didn't have a lot of money, but it works. So that's just to say that if you really want to get fit and really want to lose weight, you can, and it doesn't take a lot of money. And if I was going to pick one food as the backbone of my nutrition, I'd probably pick oatmeal. So there's the answer to that question, okay? So now let's go into the last few weeks. It's been a while since I made a video. We've had some struggles. We had someone in our family find out that they were very ill. That was something that we're working our way through, navigating through as a family. Life can happen. and you can get derailed a little bit. And so I started thinking a lot about, why we get derailed and what. And I've posted some videos lately about the things that get you derailed. And then when I saw basically what was happening in my family's life, it really pushed me even further. And this first 6 months of this year to the first 8 months of this year for me was about becoming the best version of myself again. When you go through life changes, sometimes you get off track and you aren't as successful as you were before, whether it be in your relationships, whether it be finances. So for me, it was just to become the best person I could be. So I picked up a little habit, I call it my midlife crisis, right? What happened is unimportant, but during that time phrase or time period, you see, I would read articles, oh, you can have a couple of drinks at night and you'll de-stress and it's still healthy for you. It helps lower your blood pressure and all this stuff. Have a couple glasses of wine. The problem is it's not necessarily whether you have a drink at night. It's that it becomes habitual. So to share some personal stuff with you guys, to become the best agent, to become the best person, you really got to have all your ducks in a row. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of consistency and persistency to make money as a self-employed individual, right? I chose life insurance. Many people who watch this video are going to say they chose life insurance, and that's why they're watching this. And the biggest thing I can say is, and I see it with a lot of the young guys, and I saw it with myself as I watched my energy skyrocket, is still drinking alcohol because it's legal, right? And it's not that big of a deal. But guys, if you're having, 1 or 2 ounces, it's only like a shot and a half, right? A day, right? If you were to Google the studies on that, that is enough to cause alcoholism. And that really blew my mind. I thought, having a shot or two after work at the end of a stressful day, no big deal. But what does that breed, right? And so I'm hoping that with Health Wealth Agency, not only do we produce some really fine agents, but I hope that we produce the type of agents that want to truly have the best life, a clean life, a healthy life, one where they're not just trying to make a fast buck to go out and party, but maybe they're investing, they're planning for their family, they're doing really great stuff. And I'm learning with AFOX and Associates, I got kind of 2 different options here for you guys that I stole. It's a mindset that we have with AFOX, right? But it's the mindset that I stole from my buddy Ronnie Mason over at TSD Athletes, and I want to share that too. But when things like this happen and you find yourself in habits, right? Like for me, I've enjoyed that, I just decided, a drink every night isn't really worth it. A drink every other night isn't really worth it. It's like all I am is tired in the morning. I'm demotivated. And then I'm trying to have, Saturday night happen on a Wednesday, right? And I know a lot of people as adults that do that. It doesn't make them bad or drug addicts or alcoholics. It just is that little bit of distraction that you really don't need. So I decided to go back to what Ronnie taught me. He said, you can take it personal or make it personal. And Adam Schwartz did a great job of talking about this on Insurance 411 and some of the stuff where agents typically just, there's 2 types. They either get some hard coaching and they respond in a positive way, or they go, oh man, someone's mad at me, and they fold and they quit and they tuck their head in like a turtle and they quit, right? So he said, take it personal or make it personal. That's what Ronnie said. And I think that's a big thing. If you're not hitting your goals, or if you're not accomplishing your goals, or people are mad at you, or you feel like you're letting people down, you can take it personally and you can beat yourself up. Or you can do kind of like what I did. Is I've been on a quest this whole year to just look in the mirror and make everything personal, meaning personal to me, meaning how can I become better? And so as an agent, if you're new and you're learning scripts, make it personal. It is personal. It's your damn bills you got to pay, right? Nobody else cares if you make it but you. There'll be people that be disappointed, like, man, I sure thought that guy was going to make it. But if you don't, it's up to you, okay? So make it personal. Quit taking everything so damn personal, like, oh, they called me out. I love it when I get called out. As a matter of fact, every time Adam or Ashley or Oliver or anyone I know calls me out, what do? I get better. I got to respond by going, maybe they're right, I was looking at some things earlier, running some numbers. My girl says to me, babe, can I talk to you for a minute? She goes, yeah. She goes, you're just getting too into it. She goes, you're overthinking. Just relax. And I said, I could take that personally, or I could think about what she's saying. And I said, you know what? I want to make a little extra money because I have some goals. I want to rebuild an engine I got sitting in the backyard. I got a mobile camper. I want to rebuild that thing. There's some things I want to do. And I'm going to have to spend some extra money that I don't really have planned in my investments and my regular bills to do that. So I got to make more money, right? So he said, quit looking outside the box and not doing what you're supposed to do. Look within it sometimes and just make it personal, right? There is sometimes a good time to look in that box, and it's really at yourself, okay? Now, life sales, can be really, really tough, and it can be tough on a lot of people. So over the last, month and a half, I'm hitting about 83% of my goal. And that goal was to hit somewhere between $20,000 to $25,000 in AP written. And I hit about 83 to 85% of that on average. Now, this month so far, I'm roughly at about 30% of my goal. Now we're only like 6 months into the month, 6 days into the month, and I'm probably at about closer to 35 after today because I got some, some lucky phone sales that came through. But really the message is that, looking at my own stats, right, I definitely need to dial more. I am a lazy dialer. I know that. I need to do it more because I rely on luck. And I'm very, very, very impressed with a few people, particularly Olivia Steele, who is, out there doing 18,000 in AP, kicking my butt at only 19 years old. And what's the difference is at almost 40, it's almost like I don't want to be bothered to pick up the phone as much. Whereas someone who's 19, 20, they're excited to pick up the phone. So what I have to do is make it personal and tell myself, you know what? I need to get excited about picking up the phone. I'm excited every time I book an appointment, and I'm excited to help people. Why am I not excited to face the rejection, And it's funny because there's a book out there called Go for No, which is a really great book. And the more no's you get, the more successful you're going to be. And that is whether we're talking about, personal training and fitness and fat loss, whether you're talking about, life insurance sales or what have you, the more times that you take a risk at something, the more times you're going to be successful. And being that our business is a numbers game, I think it's pretty cool to see people take the time to better themselves so they can put more energy into their business, right? And that's what I'm going to try to push towards my agents, right? Is get healthier, put more time into your business. Get rid of your bad habits, so you have the energy to put more time into your business. But stop looking for crutches, stop making excuses, and make it personal so that you can truly be successful. That's really where I've been. I had a couple weeks that weren't where I wanted them, and I had to ask myself, hey, how do I get there? How do I get back to where I want to be 100%? And it's all about making it personal. So Ronnie Mason, thank you very much for that little quote. I think you told that to me about a year and a half ago, but it's just stuck with me for a long time. And I think you, Adam, and the rest of the crew for always holding people accountable, whether they're in a leadership position or not, and making sure that no matter what, that people learn to be successful. I think that's a big part of any business, is that you hold yourself accountable. So life happens, guys, but I did want to give you a little bit of help there, that you can make a choice. You don't have to spend a bunch of money if you want to lose weight, and you don't have to suffer if you want to make money. You just have to make the decision to take action. So hope you guys have a great week, and look forward to speaking with you guys again. This is Jason Woodard. Have a great day. Bye-bye.